Alright. I'm live. Perfect, actually. Hello there, chat, and hello there, YouTube. Today, we are continuing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are on episode 3, as I named it, The Adventure of the Runaway Room, which is the third episode's name. Last time we left off on Phoenix, well, the Great Ace Attorney was when it was all investigation with the great Herlock Sholmes, I remember. And we were on the boat the entire time, and who killed our best friend. I forgot his name. But Phoenix, Ryunosuke's best friend, pretty much. And yep, we are now going into London as a new attorney and learning. On the way to trip there, he is Ryunosuke is just learning to be an attorney. But yeah, that's kind of the the gist of everything so far. But let me switch screens here. Perfect. Let me just now minimize this here. There you go. Alright, we're set up. Okay, everything looks good. Perfect. Alright. Let us continue with our journey. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. I think I got a glimpse of it before, right?
記録を読み返すと、
Never mind.
あれは19世紀の終わり、厳しい冬のことだった。事件は霧深い深夜のロンドンの街路をひた走る乗り合い馬車の中で起こった。馬車には被害者と容疑者の両名のみ、複数の人間がその事件を目撃した。一体誰が想像しただろうか。この単純極まりない事件があのような恐ろしい結末を迎えることになろうとは。我が友シャーロック・ホームズはあの事件を振り返ってこう言った。思えばあの事件こそは序曲だったのかもしれないね。忘れがたきあの日本人留学生と演じた長い競争曲の始まりだ。
Ooh, anime. My favorite.
すごい。これって本当に駅なのでしょうか。
駅にせよ違うにせよ、これほどの建造物は見たことがございませんね。
蒸気機関車があんなにたくさん。何なんだこの国は。
なんだか夢みたいです。
これが大英帝国のデータ。
どう？あんたたち。
はい。
乗りなよ。どこへだって連れて行ってやるぜ。
Make sure the
それ
audio
で
is
は
good for everything.
官庁街の高等法院へお願いします。
いいとも。
Thanks. Checks out.
あんたたち最近流行りの留学生ってやつかい？そうかい。それなら楽しんでいってくれよな。ようこそ世界の中心大英帝国の帝都ロンドンへ。
It's just kind of crazy that Europe is the center, the century, or whatever how they say it. 18th February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice of Office. Lord Chief Justice Office. What an incredible place. It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. Looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they've only been built in a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just the construction materials. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. Instead, we are here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So we'd have to return to Japan. We want to remain here in Great Britain. I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need to requisite qualifications as a lawyer, which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints the lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London. I hope I'm up to scratch. Ah, good morning. Sorry to keep you waiting. Or sorry to keeping you. Oh. Oh. I wrote this game. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. So, introductions. I am Mael Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Ah, yes, thank you. Converse. London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. Simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying it. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san. Everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition. Culture and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world, even if you do say so yourself. Sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Law student. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Ah, Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news. Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of a young lawyer means that the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Starkheart. What do you have to say, madam? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it then. The moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me, Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. There's something I don't know. Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's me. It's me. I could do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but no qualifications, you say, and yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before, only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain to study. I learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Bureau. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. Really, it's far too short of a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything that he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to accept me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo, it was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes. You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer, whether you pass or fail, is entirely down to you. Really? A test. So, what form will this test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So let's have you defend someone, huh? Just check back right here. Alright, I think I'm back. Sorry about that. Weird abrupt cut. Hopefully it still played up where we're at, or what was before this. Pretty much, yeah. What I could ask you, well, I could ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. I remember. Just give me one quick second here. I'm just kind of messing around something with the background. Alright. It's a murder trial. A murder? An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death. Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably, you read that much in the short C-based introduction to the British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We could be toying with a man's life. I'm the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to be claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but the time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What is it, what's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I'll do it. Wait, what? Alright then, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry. You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry, Mr. Sato, but what could I do? That's alright. I understand. You do. It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, but resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Mr. Sato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer to stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, it's wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that. I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. That's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope. So, what do you say now, Madame? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simple a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. Just like that, he left. He's gone. The Old Bailey. We're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo. We must leave at once. Alright, move. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Or Antechamber. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver. And there's a what? A guinea in it for you? It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, but there's no sign of him at all. So this is the Old Bailey. Even the room for the defendant to waste in is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense. That's all. But this gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to you, madam, sir. Oh my god, it's Jacksepticeye. What are you doing following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? When you look at those expressionless faces from the east of our use. We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it right? Say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. Nope, no place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. They say nothing now. Huh? 1,000 guineas? I don't even know if I'm saying that word right. Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? Just nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah! That hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I've been waiting you, I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, it's a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, not more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in the trial? Bustin! Buster and Blazes, do you not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it's, isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there's in the center of London is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park. What? 'Tis called McGilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated to the city, so I did. Ah, an entire park in central London. A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its quarry of old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What in the matter with the London police, I ask you? Huh? Alright, don't pass out. Or, Mr. Nahoto. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you deaf idiot? I'm giving you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor of a fellow claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Well, you could pick either option, okay. Exactly? Yes, exactly. What now? Well, like you said, if you have all the money but you don't have anyone to represent you in court, there's no other logical conclusion that you're guilty of these charges. Oh, I made a mistake. Well, you call a spade in the East, so you do? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to any offense. I still can't express myself very well in English, you see. And I'm never sure what's acceptable to say and what isn't, so... That's so. Because you sounded fluent enough when you were telling me what a blackguard I must be. I'm terribly sorry. I can't say that I blame you for thinking it, fella. It's a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Baroque Van Zeeks. He's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper. When Van Zieks stands for the prosecution, they call to accuse his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached the desperate situation where there's one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Baruch Van Zieks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madame. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel, that would be me. Oh, it's time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I made up my mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, and a student of law, wouldn't you know? There's no accident, I can assure you of that. Oh, I didn't read that last part. Oh my god. I wanted to read more. Alright. What do you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. Literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. So far, he's been somewhat nice. Mr. Naruhodo. The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. What's happening then? My first trial in the British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. God damn it. So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes. What? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. Oh. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We're here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilvin. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me. Nymphonese? They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Ugh. Like a shiver just run... A cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I've always said, my lord, this is a grand thing to give opportunity to the young. Even if the fellow is a student from some little island off to in the Far East. Is it not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? I like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman London has in him. Did you hear that he donated £5,000 to the government the other day? Mother, please may we go and play at the McGilded Park. It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiment. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Alright, real quick. The dude with the knife. What are we doing? Yes, my lord. If the task is to send Roder to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Now, any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. Alright. Fucking... That's Eddie's character. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo. Those people are the jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. And how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. Prosecutor Van Zieks. My lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounce your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So what brings you back? There's some change of circumstances of which the court should be aware. I leave that to your imagination, my lord. Though the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, there is a case of overwhelming simplicity. You must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. He's so good looking. He has like a slight, like, he kind of has that slight, like, Edgeworth vibe to him, you know? The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a marker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice Fired Mason. I said fried. Sorry, thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Oh shit, who shan't? The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen and is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here's the autopsy report from the Investigation Medical Office Officer of Scotland Yard. Thank you, Counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. Alright, we got the information. Thank you. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are... Good lord! Is that blood, Counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by the policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilda's gloves and blood on them. Yes, they'll accept these as evidence as well. The defendant's leather gloves have been entered into the court record. How did I get into this? I'm backed in the corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Only 2. Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilda. Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilda. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? Just the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilton, so it is. I don't know if that's how you say that. So it is, and when I opened my eyes again, it was a desperate sight before me, the body of a man I never laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask yous, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fellow bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about my gloves now, was I? I reached out and gave the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, and after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver is only the beginning. What? Not all of it. There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Order, order, order. When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there are witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Thank you, counsel. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Witnesses, your names and occupations. My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. This is well done animation of a shivering cold man. Like, something about it is just like, wow, he's very sporadic. And I love it. Bruce Fairplay, I'm a banker in the city. My name's First Lady First. Like ladies first. I am, I make hats for gents. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witnessed the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir, that's right, sir. Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. what the witness saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged the knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did, couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus and then I saw it too. Oh shit. Oopsies. Hopefully that doesn't mean anything bad. Ambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel. Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way that they could have seen the inside of a moving carriage. How quaint. I'd read the civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses, huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. Well, we only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I will arrange for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What? Do you mean the actual scene? How? A carriage is designed to be moved after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff? Bring forth the stricken omnibus. Just give me 1 second, sorry, I'm just looking at something. Saturday. When was that call made? Sorry, I'm looking at something specific right now that I'm like, wait. I have like a phone call that was made on Saturday apparently, and I'm like, hold up, what? I have to call this number back when I get the chance. Okay. Sorry about that. Whoops. Wait, huh? Oh, I have to see who called. Okay, sorry about that. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. Can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. Ah. For passengers seated inside in the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the top, on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of the omnibus. And I should point out to the foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing the view of the interior from the seats above. Ah, skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on the omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. That makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is the first In all my years behind the bench, I never experienced a crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well. I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. Alright. Can't believe it, the entire crime scene entered as evidence. Yes, Great Brain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. Let us continue with proceedings and then your cross-examination, counsel. Pray don't expect this Nipponi stray to understand the intricacies of the British court's cross-examination rights. Alright, my first court cross-examination in the British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus. What the witness saw. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his gut. You actually saw the exact moment it happened. Didn't I already testify to that? Okay. Didn't I already testify to that? Or are fair, dinkum, hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no. I didn't mean that. This is no good. I really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail. That's... My lord. Juror number 3. What's the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich, never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be, every one of them. And that little what? Oh, that's how you spell leprechaun. Leprechaun of a man is in no exception. Well, he can't fool me. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. That is precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the juror, it's my duty to set a good example of my fellow jurors. What is happening here? Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire. Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. So those in normal scales fall completely to the black side. Does that mean? Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Ugh, now I'm even more worried than I was before. Very well, the court acknowledges a change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Ha. This is a nightmare. Alright. Then let's go to the 4th statement, which is this one. He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about the new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. And then when I happened to look down through the skylight, it was sticking right out of his from his belly. That huge giant knife. A grim sight indeed. That didn't help me at all. jury look like they're even more convinced by my client did it than they were before. It appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions. Mr. First. Oh, yes, sir. Is this the knife you saw? Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir. Is that... Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. That is a blade of considerable size, Counsel. It is. And furthermore, the scarab is embezzled prominently with a certain initial, the letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Please, now. M, for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded. Possibly. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. But there are M's everywhere. Like, yes. Like in Mason. Ooh. This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel. Entered. My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption. Juror number 2. Go on. Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. What does that mean? Whatever. However, fuck. Those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. No. I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in position to draw the only logical conclusion. Great. 4 out of the 6. Not again. That's 4 out of the 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more marks will fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But all right, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. On 5th. Then as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus and then I saw it too. What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor, he was. And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this. But the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger into the belly. What? Order. It's hard to believe that one of London's greatest philanthropists, but this is damning indeed. The law knows no philanthropist, my lord, only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when overshadowed by evil. The truth is everything. Couldn't agree more, sir. The truth. Alright, so when it happened, the only 2 people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend to the deed. do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation. Ugh. What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be? Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witness statements again and a little more carefully this time. Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold it was, so sir. Freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, but of course, sir. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example. You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none. So nobody fled the scene of the crime then. I have to say, the boss insists on it running. He does every evening that last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. I just can't believe it, sir. I can't believe it. A murder on my own bus. It's too awful. Yeah, that's correct. To think about. I haven't been able to shake this cold ever since it happened. I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too, as the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly apparent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though. I said it to myself. Fucking Christ. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, please just keep an open mind a little long. Be up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what a man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. Ugh, this is too unkind, sir. Which now means that Pfizer agreed to condemn this man. Wasn't it supposed to be, I don't know, unbiased? Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear. What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your learning, or your leaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. A gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He is always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother, may we go to McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books? How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of man Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of man is he? The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all the wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. What? Stone the Crows. McGilded lends money McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest to his victims he have no hope of repaying. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He's a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure. So has the thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that. The victim, a poor brickmaker and had next to nothing to his name, saved considerable financial liability. It will come to as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that that very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious. The brickmaker was astute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it. If I might add something briefly, Mr. Sato. You claimed that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where's the evidence to support your claim? Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice in a court of law. Aha, there it is. Lord Van Zeek's hollowed chalice. How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger. The debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present the ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice and toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. Ah yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum, and the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little part too. What a scoundrel. Still, maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute. I don't stand for nonsense. Damn. Fucking 6 guilties. I just cut to him. That was it. That last year's decision. According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. Oh. There's a footnote, though. A footnote. However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Half of them didn't even listen. They just kind of were biased about it. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of the country, I will now conclude this trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Mr. Sato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say that next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. All members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty. Court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. Summation examination. A summation examination. From which century has the tome you have there been resurrected? Ah! Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an equated procedure I mentioned. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. So, you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Mr. Sato? This so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment and I'll read about it. Just click with those pages. You would demand the right to procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under the procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decision, and it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions. Because in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the juror's decision. But the procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiqued, or antiquated, and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Summation examination. Our last possible option, do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? Assert our right. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord. London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried. But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? I'm not. There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so all members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decision and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is mostly regular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off. Seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation examination. Defense procedure, no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe, it might be the opportunity we've been looking for, to turn the trial around. So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. Judicial findings. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time. So it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory. It seems 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. You stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say, absolute brazen. I have simply typed and collected all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. You can't trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. Right there. The scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor, it beggars belief. Alright. Starting to wish I hadn't pushed it for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them. I'll use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. I got you a dictionary in case of this. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh? I thought it was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then, they reach their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. And what on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way to break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, we then contrast statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. I see, so it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, it's similar to rigor cross-examination. Oh, yes, I see. I suppose you're right. Find contradiction in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off. Can we start the proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Alright. Jury examination. Defense's rebuttal. With number 5, right? Higiari! Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other. They do. Explain yourself, counsel. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? I swear on Silver Blaze's name and name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man, why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact, or precisely 1 person's fare. 1 person's fare. Yes. In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we heard nothing about. Good gracious. This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, and one and all. Trustworthiness and are watchword. The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is falsy. A fallacy. I beg your pardon. Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end? Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side and let the of the set scales. Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo! There you go. Now we're starting to see an alignment. This is all very intriguing. Begging your pardon, sir, I'm going to also... Yes! Alright, 2 for 1. Wait, what's that? Begging your pardon, sir, I'm going to do the same. For the love of Mike, not you as well! A penny can be a difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. Oh, really? I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more, actually. There is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions, and that's where you must strike next. So I need to put 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertion. Exactly, you can do it. Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue your summonation examination. Changing my leaning to innocent, I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. Wait, hold on, before we do anything. Beppo, this trial has to continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption. Not guilty, I say. Number 3 with 6, apparently. Higiari! Those 2 statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel. Full chase. Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper from my other half. What is all this claptrap? What does a contradiction even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they all allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ah, want to test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up, just like the Prime Banker said. Yes, that was the Mr. Fairplay's testimony, quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madame? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never... Their stabbing is totally different directions. What? Oh, bless my stitches. What a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. What's good, Fabes? Is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh? But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends it at this point, we may never find out, we may never know the real truth. What's up? Playing a visual novel game that is hurting my throat because I'm sick. So there's that. Do you have chat alerts on? No. I have alerts on, but not chat alerts. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that man in all good consciousness? Lies you say? Oh dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. You just instantly read chat? Oh, you meant that. I have chat on the left side of my screen. 2 monitors for a reason, bro. The scales. I don't believe it. Love you, streamer. I hate the one that take forever to read that shit. You? Wait, now hear this. My fellow jurors, I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some DVC, some sorcerer using magic on us all. Damn. Bro, you take like an hour to read your chat. I hate you. You'd be like that. I love you too, bro. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, Dark Jinx. Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What of it if 2 witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? How's life? Struggling. Still looking for something to do for work related. What of it? Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus. What? CS2 when I've been grinding that shit? What do you mean? And this young dandy saw him do it. Now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Shylock stabbed him again. And the old lady saw him do it. When are we playing CS2? I don't know, man. I've been kind of busy. Gooner. How dare you identify me in public like this? I can't believe you. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that? Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you. What are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you. They're ready to kill each other now. My bad, Thug. It's all good. But yeah, I've been busy with like just other games that have like a daily kind of like situation to go with. But if you're down like later, like I don't know what time, like maybe 8. You could probably get me and Coffee to join you. Only because he's been kind of like wanting to play CS, so he might be down for it too. And we could probably get like 2 other people to join us as well. Is this Phoenix right? This is like his ancestor. Like this is like the first Phoenix, right? In quotes. His name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo though. But yeah, if anything, maybe later we can. I've been like very busy with whatchamacallit, playing other games, like doing a daily thing, and like I wanted to keep consistent with it because I like really want to get like reward systems from them. But the armband looking sus. This is like when it was, fuck, I forgot what time period this is. The 1900s, but like I don't know if it was like 50s, 30s. I don't know what time period around there. And this is where yeah, I kind of been feeling like playing Yu-Gi-Oh. I haven't touched Yu-Gi-Oh in forever, bro. I've been seeing a lot of new cards though. I've been like really wanting to play too for a minute, or like just the newer cards. I've been making cards here into Exodia race, bro. Fucking don't even start with that shit. What was I saying though? Bro, you keep giving me too much topic to talk about. I'm like, it's hurting my throat. What was I just saying to you? Oh, yeah, later. We might be able to play CS if you want to. Sorry, my ADAC. It's okay. CS maybe later. Oh, I've been uploading shit to YouTube. That's what I've been trying to go to talk about. Because Twitch has a limit now. And they will remove all my VODs. They remove all my VODs on what's it called? If it's not 100 hours or less, send me the link. It should be in my bio. It should be the VODs channel. It's just where I like have I'm just putting my archives. It's not edited. The only thing that I edit would probably be like if there was like 2 parts, because you know my internet sucks at times. So like they like cut off on that one time of that stream. Then I'll just put them together. That's what is edited. But as well as like, I just been like submitting like every VOD right now, and it's just like right now it's just like that's been my main focus, just to get everything done by April 19th, because that's when they're just deleting everything off of the whatever I have saved for highlighted stuff. Which, granted, I should have been doing this ages ago, but like past me was just procrastinating and really not for it, and then current me is like, you know what, I have to pay for it now, so it's that's whatever. But yeah, that's been the situation for like the past week now. You gotta lock in, man. I'm doing it. But could the foreman of the jury be right? I mean, I'm still keeping my schedule though. This has been my schedule for a while. Post on TikTok? I gave up on TikTok, man. I should post on TikTok, but I just gave up on it. Did two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? It's out of the question. YouTubers are doing good on TikTok. I have to re-download TikTok. That's the thing, because I deleted it when, you know, the whole TikTok is being banned or whatever type shit. And I was like, fuck, I should probably really get back on it. And I've just been very lazy to edit anything on TikTok. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. Host Coffee unlocked Twitch affiliate and doesn't stream. Shaking my head. He hasn't streamed in ages, bro. So where's your evidence, man? Well, that's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me your proof. Looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Like 2 years? He might have lost it if he hasn't streamed, because you could lose the affiliate if you don't stream at least once per the year, I think. Then irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven. Autopsy report. Whoops. Get that ad revenue? The ad revenue's not that crazy. I'm gonna let you know right now. Okay, I'm gonna finish editing my video and I'll have your stream open. All good. I'm probably gonna end soon. My throat is just killing me right now to like keep talking. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Huh? Only once? Why don't you tell the Discord to watch your streams? Which Discord? Yours? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means the witnesses can't possibly have seen happen 2 different times. No, the Midnight Crew? It's always posted there. I don't really like hound them about it. It's like everyone's either busy with work or they're just not in like the thing, or it doesn't really interest them in what this is. Alright, I can see defeat. But also, if you're watching, I think on mobile, if you're watching on mobile, the problem is with that is that it doesn't give you as a viewer. Weirdly. It's mobile's weird, I'll say that. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won. What the fuck? How does mobile not count? It's very weird. Like it doesn't perceive it as a viewer for some reason. Even I think on the actual app too. Have viewers watch on? I know. That's why it's weird. Which is a shitter? It's a shitter, but it's more to my liking. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had the consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take the razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Please tell me he's a barber. Go on, Kick. Bro, Kick is like the worst one you want to go to. Well, and quite remarkable turn of event. Kick, on some real shit, Kick is just like, if you want to gamble, like do gambling streams, that's where you want to do your streaming, like Kick itself. That's like the primary, like, where you want to go. Like, bro, I haven't even heard of Kick in like ages. After like maybe a couple of months when they first came out. After a while, like after like a good certain while, haven't heard shit from it. Haven't heard anything good or bad. So no news is pretty much good news, honestly speaking. But again, it's either like, what? I can get you a Mixer contract? Fucking Mixer? Remember that? That's crazy. The defensive summonation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 of guilty and 4 of not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jurors for me to what? How you say that word? Adjudicate? Adjudicate? I don't even know how that's how you say that. And the trial must continue. Justin.tv. I don't even know what that means. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Van Zieks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution if you please. Justin TV was Twitch before they changed the name. You are not OG. I am not OG. I don't know when I got into Twitch. I got into Twitch a little bit like years after it was already officially like what it was. Oh fuck. Having severed the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollow chalice, it may seem crass to crush it into dust. Pray forgive this discourtesy. Lord Van Zieks. Is it cold in here or is it just me? Stream Minecraft? Bro. Maybe. I don't know. It's been a... I deleted everything Minecraft related on this channel. For 2 reasons. One, because it kind of involved someone else. You know, I don't know if... I'm not going to mention it. We could talk about it later. And 2... is because the SMP was just not there anymore. It's just here's the thing that I didn't like about us doing Minecraft is that we kept changing the world, and like all progress just kept dying. There was no world building for something from the Midnight Crew. No, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it later. Like, don't worry about it. But like, yeah, like I said, it was just like at the time, we kept changing worlds, and it wasn't really it for me. At least I kind of wanted to have a world that we just kept coming back to, and just building upon that, like building up like more of a, yeah, we started a little like town, then we started going into a city, then we started building like more structures and all that shit, like just something to build greater and greater upon. Like it would be like a utopia that we just kept creating over time. And like I would like it to be at least like we took like a whole year or maybe 2 years. Like that's just me just, you know, glorifying it. But I would like to have at least had more time with the world, so that way we could have been like, and then the Big Bang happened and then we restart the world. Let's try again. Since I got YouTube partner, I've been grinding more content, but I'm more serious now. It's not just you, it's also who else is related to that, you know, the whole thing. Because I get paid. As you're acquainted to Tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summonation examination, so I honor the deathly silence and listen to the charade. It seems I overestimate the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There's nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Oh shit, took off his cape. Bring forth the witness once more. Witnesses, I trust you heard the summonation examination we have just heard. We just had to endure. I just heard. Oh, yes, sir. I did, sir. Of course I heard it. Oh, yes, sir. I heard it. I heard it. You, sir, on the end. The coachman, I believe, is Beppo. Yes, sir. My lord, yes, sir. If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh mio Dio. Mio Dio. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to your attention by the defense's summation examination. Wait, we're doing this? Give me a second here. Alright. Various misgivings. I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear. But well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus. He fiddled us on the fare, he did, and then I saw the that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much. I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so. Yes. Great. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little consonage? Beppo, explain yourself. I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? It's so cold, and the last run on the day is always half empty. Yeah, I've been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo. I disgrace. And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild. If I may, sir, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week. What? 4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently. Know that? Figures. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings have already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Absolutely. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. Good statement. Mata! Earlier you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you? Oh yes, that's right. You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding the knife in an ice pick grip. I suppose. I might have, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe. What's this? Well, I'm quite short about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seat of the roof deck. Oh, I expected that was me, sir. Then, when I turned around, yes, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor, and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes. So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all. I really thought that I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing. Precise moment of the stabbing, did I? Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Huh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's getting flustered. Might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. Could we have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed? No chance. Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through the skylight on the top of of an omnibus, that is. Peeping? I am a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day? Whatever. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that alright. I'll tell you just how grim it was. You think I forgot the sight of the blood-soaked hands after the butcher stabbed the man? Iggy blood-soaked hands. Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar. What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilded, on the night of the in question. Oh yes, right. And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right hand glove. What the fuck? In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent. Yeah, but, no, that can't be right. So you're the liar here then. That's right, you were quite clear about it. You said it was both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth? It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one, but the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused. No, Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood on all over both hands, which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court. Why? I'm a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't provocate. He's claiming to have no reason to lie, but is that really the case? Mr. Nada, hold on. If we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely. Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. Hey, my dumbass pressed that by accident. Yes, I only had some evidence. Just skip this real quick. Nothing happened. We saw nothing. Yep. Okay. Thank you. You fucking. Nothing happened. Where is it? This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder. I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' said name inside. Well, let's see what we find. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness. What is it? Look at this. Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Ah, yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. There you go. 그래? Here's a list of the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGilden. Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused extortion. The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name, Mr. Bruce Fairplay. What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt. According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say? Ugh. Well, what of it? Let's suppose Mr. McGilden were to be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case? These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to the capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist. Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw, in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant? Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, Mr. Lord. Let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir. Did you or did you not see the precise moment and time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim? Your silence speaks volumes. You did not tell the truth in your testimony. Alright, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch. A pinch. But it makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood on McGilden's hands, both of them. And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained. So, you keep saying. I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir. Go ahead, Mr. First. Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself, as it happens. Seeing what? The blood, sir, on the assailant's hands. I think, yes. I'm almost sure that it was on both of his hands, not just one. What? What? It would appear that we're going to need further testimony from our witness. Yeah. This time, I would like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear? Yes. Mr. Nadahodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at last. Yes. Might finally have a chance to turn things around here. What the witnesses really saw. Blood on both hands of the assailant, I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself, no, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside the carriage, or we all would have seen. Alright. Well, lo and behold, in truth of fact, Not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, Mother, but honestly, there was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. That's really not what testimony is about. I'll examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well, your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Fifth statement. Everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight of the roof of an omnibus. That's right, it was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember I was shivering, it was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about the young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Oh, why not? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked. That's right, and it's a public bus service. For pity's sake, that's not what I call fair play. Ha! But yes, I had exactly the same experience. I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed. Unequivocally, I would say. I'm not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight? They'd have seen everything. They might not have been able to. Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events. And witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight and the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? That's right. Yes. In that case, there is a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. What? By golly, really? By golly, I love that. Obviously, at the stage, we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Enough hypothetical meandering. Or meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here in the flesh. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand. You will identify the area on the cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that the potential extra passenger could have been stationed? Literally right here. What, are we blind? Both rows of seats of the roof face the direction of travel, whereas the seat in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight is as I've drawn here. Ah, that's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposite the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Igiari. It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. You Nipponese have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth when with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In a British court of law, evidence is prominent. I cannot entertain a conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? Honestly, don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight from the witnesses of the on the roof deck? I have an inkling. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. You are a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. A toast to hard lessons not yet learned. Let us not delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in our favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from the view was Magnus McGilded. Kure. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant! Yo, fuck! If I desecrate this chamber by smashing by my hollowed chalice, do forgive the courtesy, Lord Van Zieks. People talk to those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. But see, they use the term ill-advisably. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of the artless backwater such as yourself might understand. Racism? In this game? Crazy. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact it's the very premise on which this case is built. But that premise may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? Defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands on the person sitting next to the victim. Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains. The point is, even if the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have mentioned their stance. Yes, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. Both admittedly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was on that passenger's hands, both of them. And who was it? Who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. Extraordinary. Order. What exactly are you whatever. Defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused. But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. The tops of their hats were obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them. Though. Yes, that's right. Both gents were most certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. You call yourself a hatter. The style of hat makes no difference. Okay. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused Mr. McGilded would undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. Unless, that is, you are proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. He's right. There is another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. It's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Order. There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused Mr. McGilded to the stand. Well, what do you say, counsel? Prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. If indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act. Counsel of the defense, what is your opinion? My lord, should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Demand his testimony. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find the truth. The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion to the jury. Yes, I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say. Get the man out here, I say. It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what that patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be lovely. Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? To be sure I have, my lord. There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal the fact from the police? Begad, no, 'tis not my nature to hide anything at all. Just answer the question, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been this desperate about this all along. Do I tell yous all, or keep me mouth shut? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fellow representing me is absolutely right. In the carriage on the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true. Aye, and 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after all happened. You... What?! No. Magnus McGilded, that convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zieks. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not in any way involved, you see. What? If the police had known that we one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into they'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord. And who was the young child of whom you speak? That I don't know. You don't know? Aye, well, the wee thing was just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since. We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecutor calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. What? Oh. Smoke! Ah, fire! There's a fire! Look, someone's trying to get away after them. It's no use. Can't see anything though. What's going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. Hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. Bang! We were hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos and people stumbled over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber, we had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. Hope you guys had a great week, though. Hey YouTube, welcome back. You probably just saw it fade in and out for a moment, but hey, it's next week compared to last week of what happened. Since everything connects for you guys, it's just an ongoing thing. But welcome back, I guess. Question mark. Hi. Is a week later, Ren. What's up? But we're continuing. All right, 18 February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Wonder what just happened in there. Mr. Naruhodo, I've managed to find out what happened. Mr. Sato, I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. Smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. You're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask about, and he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. Ugh, she's right, that is strange. Counsel of the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will be recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go right in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine the young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. Really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could also the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Mr. Sato. Yes. Oh, is she gonna be a cutie? There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. The fact that you have a smoke grenade is crazy. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zieks, my lord, I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier. Seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? Ahem, if I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded. I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that this wee lass was here in the first place and why she tried to bolt like that. This all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. Okay, I was like, what's happening here? You explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in this case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Oh, I just realized audio might not be available right now. Give me 1 second to fix that problem. Yep, audio's not going on. Alright, that's on me. That's on me. I forgot to switch that. The Grace Attorney. It has its own... It knows where I'm at? Wait, huh? Whoop. Well, hold on. No. It's being weird. Ah, yes, it is being weird, actually. It's being very weird. Give me 1 second here. There you go. I was wrong. I was on the wrong thing. There you go. There's audio. Might be. That was no audio for how long we'll say. I don't even know how long there was audio. No audio for. A good like 8 minutes. Might be. Sorry you hear any background noise, by the way. The night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then Begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in the ball, hiding her wee self away. Give me 1 more second. I'm just like making sure everything's okay. Okay. Audio's good. Also, am I like okay? Like my position okay? I was like, I don't look like I'm positioned right, but it seems like I am. Okay, and then audio. Perfect. Okay. You just gotta make sure, chat. Just gotta make sure. Okay. Remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, and is that correct? This is exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the 5th passenger, my lord. Very well. Defense may now cross-examine the witness. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. Vanzix is being quiet. Alright. Another in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers around already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger as it were, I see. Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. 'Tis the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman was who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Then Begorra, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Yeah. A loud thud, you say, and a scream. Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? So it's like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well, no. You remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And And when the sound woke me, when the sound woke me and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage but the fellow on the floor. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream. Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. It was from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I set him up to... You sat him up? The victim, you mean? That I did. On the seat across from me, as I said, I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. And you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? Just common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Lord Van Deeks, now why would that be? You wake to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabin. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in some of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant. That's not how you say that. Exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, where at all possible, to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? Heavens alive, no! I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores. Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Then I turned to find out where the scream had come from. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well, now, just a queer thing. Queer? McGilden! Come on, man, you can't say that now, can you? The wee scream I heard as I woke up. It came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under my backside. Under me backside. Good gracious! Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubby hole there for storage. Mr. Harlow, you can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. Do we have to look into the thing right now, or is it later we'll look into it? Because it hasn't really prompted me to do that. That's when I found her. There was a child there. Yeah. You say she was hiding herself. Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met. Well, my heart nearly stopped beating in my chest. Ugh, you're really overreacting this. Still in all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. The seat opposite. That's right, just next to That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir. Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. Now, while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fellow's voice this time. Presumably, that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Right you are again. I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and a gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witness did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. Mcgilden. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. It's certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat, diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps with this young girl. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Alright. Thank you, I've heard enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl? Her name is Gina Lestrade. Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a chancer. Earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of their purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. What? This girl here, a petty thief. Times are tough out here, Chief. Order. Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. How dare you? What is the meaning of this? Ah, the girl. She's gone. Open your eyes. I'm over here. Good gracious, how? What was the point? What was the point in that little sidestep? You know what you lot are thinking? Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself backed into a corner, so she knifed a gent. Go on, that's what it's in your heads, ain't it? No, not at all. This is the court of law. We're here to determine. We're here to determine the truth, not cast. That's a neat trick. Look, knives are for cowards, only thugs who use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do. He's a little cutie. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs. Oh, this? Yeah, this was in my in a bag I lifted the other day down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink vest. Do not wave that thing in my direction again. Fucking antiques. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night of question. It's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, if I have to. What the girl saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses just like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then, after a while, I heard this loud bang, nearly jumped out of my skin, I did, and the scream just came out. Because of that, this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. Mcgilden. Oh, to simplicity itself. Simplicity itself, my lord. My lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I was sat that night. And the cubbyhole in which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Yep. Yes, it does appear does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of this girl's stature. Aye, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. Ah, so you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must have realized your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman. My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. That's what drives you to the fucking innocent side? With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. I didn't even know she wasn't already, like, in favor. I thought she was in favor already. I think it was, like, the only one. Innocent. Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury council, and they're leaning to the verdict of not guilty. Listen, hold on. It must mean. It must mean what? That we're victorious. We've won? Are you sure? Yep. I was waiting for him. Fucking what? The leg on the fucking table is crazy. If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. I like how she was shocked out of everyone here. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices, where evidence and reasoning should be paramount. Emotion rules the day. Emotion. The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord. The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilda's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. What? Order. How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effective, counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the defiances of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, with when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponese friend? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail, as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find in the condition of the undersea compartment to be? Oh, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry. Go ahead. You tell the court now, fella. How this isn't all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zieks. Well, counsel, do you have something to say? How am I supposed to answer? It was empty. It wasn't empty. I mean, we could check right now, can we? Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? The scene of the murder is horrible. There's blood on the floor, yep. The sea has a handle, it seems. Oh. Can we open the other one? Oh, this one doesn't have a handle. There's nothing in here, it's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on it. What is it? Interesting. So if I say it was empty... yes, I'm fairly sure it was empty. If I'm honest, my memory about all this is a little hazy. As I suspected. It seems, my lord, that this Eastern initiate has this scrupulous of a by-street wine merchant. Mr. Naruhodo. Perfect. This why the fella is representing me after all. He knows just what to say, does he not? Well now, it would seem the argument is moot. And the truth of the matter is there for yous all to see after all. That their cubbyhole under the sea is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. That we can be sure of at least. Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. The compartment is designed to house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild's rules state that that omnibus should be omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So it certainly wouldn't have been empty on a night in question. Beppo isn't that responsible. That money-lending fleecer and his pick purse are lying. Ah. Here we go again. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's a trick? Of course it's a trick. Quite so, I must concur here. Easily influence this whole entire group, bro. With calm, calculated reason, shut the fuck up. One arrives clearly at the truth of every time. Yes, but every time a different truth it seems. 3 for 3. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at the time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is a matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Alright. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of this trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Alright, let's get this cross-examination out of the way. What the girl saw. Wait. And when Mr. Bigother discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared, Steph. I I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bloke had a knife in its guts. He was still bleeding. When the carriage... I got 20/20 in my astronomy test? Heh. Let's go, you know space. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he'd ended up falling onto me. Ugh, how awful. Both me and Anne's got covered in blood and it made me feel sick as a dog. That would explain. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passengers saw. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know my name and what I was up to and that. Then I heard from up above someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First of the on the roof deck. Who would presume? How I would presume. Well, I didn't want no one seeing my face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish. Smartish, and this Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." Interesting. All 6 members of the jury had decided to find that it was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. And it's clear that they are still very unsure. It would just find some conclusive piece of evidence among the testimony. I'm sure there's... Okay, yeah. Something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Well, we got the first statement pressed, so now we gotta go to the third statement. So you couldn't see out into the cabin at all. Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me hand look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. The seat I get under ain't as plush as the other one. You see? I have a homework I forgot about. Damn, time to go and go back into that. So most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over my head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out. I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown into a clink. And then we pursue this, right? Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Counsel? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. It was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass, is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. Aye, and I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah? I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade? Did you hear something that night? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Be Jabbers! There's no need to tell the whole world of me, my boy bells, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What should we make of the last statement of hers? Profoundly important. It's profoundly important. My lord, I believe that the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Counsel. Nevertheless. Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please. What? Supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge, always a good move. I was staring at... I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. Yo, the British accent, like, on a hard, like if you have like that hardcore accent, it's like, whoa, like that's how they speak, and everyone understands. I'm here like an American, ignorant as fuck, and I'm just like, I could barely make out what you're saying. Press. So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hid yourself. Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butcher's to see what was what. But then, when I saw this swell getting on, I got me head down so he didn't notice me. Mr. McGill, the sound to see under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah! Would you Adam and Eve it? What? Yeah, would you Adam and Eve it, eh? What a mug. What is... like, somebody's explained me this. So then all I do was listen. I was waiting to jump out there as soon as I heard him leave, see? But would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listening to I'm driving is pigs to market, snoring like an old dog he was. And are there any conclusions we can draw from that? I wonder. It makes sense. Doesn't add up. Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man? Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponese friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Van Zieks realized it too. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, or some complacent party's name at the very least. Yes, my lord. I expected to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilder's snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think. There's something else she should have heard. Show a person. Very well, my lord, allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question, the sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Thrice-fired Mason. Whoops. Bought a new phone case yesterday, and I can't wait. New phone cases are dope. Thrice-fired Mason. Yes, my lord. The sound of Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. That's great on the back, and you can import... Oh, it's one of those LED ones? Be careful, because your phone could actually overheat with that shit. Just make sure, the product is well-reviewed, and it won't fuck with your phone and the heat of the phone with that, because then that's just gonna fuck your shit up. Well, it's something like LED is what I'm saying. Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct? Like, not all of them are LEDs. I know what, like, I'm just saying, like, LED as an example. My nose has been, like, so irritatedly itchy. I also bought a modded PS Vita. You know what's funny? I should mod my PS Vita. I just never gave it a chance to do it or, like, to go for it. I had a PS Vita for, like, so long. And I haven't touched it in like forever. I played it a lot when I was in high school because that's when I first got it, and that's how I got Danganronpa. I got into Danganronpa, the games and everything. I played Dangan 1, 2, and V3 on that. Oh, and Despair Girls on that Vita alone, and that was like my all-time like game that I played on there, and that's how I got like I 100% of the achievements on there. I think I'm still working on V3. I should probably go back to actually work on it so just to get the achievements or the trophies. I think I'm also still working on the Despair Girls trophies as well. Might buy a mod of PS3 too because I don't want to mod the PS3 I have. Alright, back to Sword. Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. That it was. Not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, in all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time. Did I not just say as much? I was traveling with anyone, I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, and I saw him get on, remember, through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own, for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after it was on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, I've never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for this swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrange's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Zieks. Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrange's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. He's dead right. How could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? Who are you saying that to? Yo, this bitch was ready. I'm gonna let you know, she's 15. Real quick. She didn't even say anything. Yo, she was fucking ready. She had her arm up like, I am putting guilty. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. But I must say, I can't abide liars. Neither can I, Mr. Foreman. I didn't want to judge the girl just because she was some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. How dare you lie? Mr. Nadahola, that's 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. This man likes to play. Yes, very refreshing. What are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern admin? This is carnage. It's perfect. I beg of you to stop licking your fucking knife. Juror number 2 is the only one left. There's the way this is going, I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone that of Mr. McGilda's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Bitch. Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my jurisdiction. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witnesses in the stand, and yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? Well, you see, what happened was, there's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. User in, there's another entrance. If the door wasn't open even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. I wonder what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door, the other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open in short. There is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening to use in which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where on earth is the entrance by which you propose the victim enter the cabin? Right here. Whoop. Could Oh, it's time. Time to accuse. The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. I say the skylight. Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However, the skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through. So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your idle brain theory? Both Mr. McGilda and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, which as the noise made by someone falling in the floor. Yes, which has already been explained, as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat on the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witness described? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it. You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but... Might a humble fella make a wee comment here? Mr. McGill did. To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but... Aye. 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would yous not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof. You mean the ones who snuck that knife in... You mean the ones who stuck the knife in the man were... Is it them? Yep. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? Oh, you rotter, he said, you rotter! What are you insinuating? This is a flaming outrage. I have a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. Mr. Fairplay, you're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and a well-respected banker, and me, a very angry hatter, suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's I protest in the strongest possible terms! That's right, I protest too about you rotten scoundrel! So, the players are on the field. Everyone is here. We shall now commence the true testimony! This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. I think that's how you said that. Or wanton. Winton! Return of the ante-room at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Zeeks. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems young Nipponese. Oh my god! It seems young Nipponese that your command of English tongue is wanting. You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British court of law, that is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. Make it a theory, yeah. Or like, it's not an accusation. If anything, it's just like, this is a theory that I'm working on. If we can prove that it's not real, then okay, we can move along. I have to defend my client, bro. I am the defense for a reason. What are we wasting time for? Get them to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on that fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose at once. What's happening, Mr. Manahoda? The spectators in the public gallery they're in complete frenzy. I should have double tapped it. It's fair play, Mr. First. My lord. You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Alright, you two. Come on. Oh, but I got something to do as well. Refuting the accusation. We were the only two people on the roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything just had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one of or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time. I tell you, we couldn't possibly have opened it. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness would have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, I mean, there's a thing about accomplices. That's right, you see? We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in conclusion with one another. What? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses shared no common dealings. Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. My lord. My lord, these fries are absolutely fucking bussin'. Till this day, that's one of the best fucking TikTok / like short clips of anything ever. That dude is funny. Like, or that group, whoever decided to make that idea, that shit was well played out. That shit was so funny. That clip alone is so great. Alright, sorry, I have to just say that right now. So let's see. Press in the third statement, then pursue McGilded. Okay. But to press the third statement again, anyways. So, you had never met Mr. Thrice Fired Mason before. Oh, Lume, no. Not once, never. He never met the man, he never met the man before, he said never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either. That's right, sir. Haddons don't have much to do with, brick makers, to be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? There's a pursuit. Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin. It says, then question McGilded on the line. But it's also a pursue. Press on the third statement to pursue. For the achievement? I'm actually trying to get the achievement too. I'm like, hold up, wait. Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were in the cabin. He will reveal how the two were connected to the crime. Does that count as the achievement though? Mr. McGilded. Yes, counsel. What can I be doing for you for? Did the witness' last statement give you a pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now? I wonder. What are you insinuating now? Mr. Fairplay. Mr. Fairplay. It has been too long, so it has. If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date. I beg your pardon. You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. An unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of vulgarity? Is it? The sort of vulgarity that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another. And young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do been making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding about on your head, is that one of your own creations, is it? I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit is it? Well, it's a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like distinctive touch. Customers. Such as thrice-fired Mason. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence for my lord. Yes, this you mean. I can't help thinking that the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh! That's one of my hats. Aye, that it is. So it would seem that the brickmaker was a customer of yours. He just revealed. The sort of customer I wagered you could have had we quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh no, sir, I absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellows here, here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel. He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGilder has certainly been through in his research, hasn't he? Thorough. Please, don't let... There's the achievement. Hat Hunter. Don't let me little interruption hold on to the proceedings. So hold up. Next, press on the forward statement, then question Gina on the line. Are you quite certain about that the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast. It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. So it is, of course. A fellow of the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting your arcane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it, as it happens. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see? But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rogue, I did. Are you expecting me to send it to you? Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside the cabin of shame. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade? It opens. The skylight. That is what we're talking about, right? All them skylights open dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon. That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh! Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags, and I had a great hole. I mean, person's coming out of my ears. Let's illustrate. This is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't up off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck. Bailiff! Climb him onto the roof of the omnibus and at once and verify this witness's claims. Yeah, sir. It does. Oh, perfectly, too. Oh, my hat! See? Order, order! Order! So it appears that the street girl statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. That's not all, though. This could be the clue we've been looking for. Okay. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate it for myself. Sounds like how you do this again. Examine the skylight? Examine the omnibus, open the door. Okay. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? The scene of the murder is horrible. Then the skylight. So the catch for the skylight is on the top side. Yes, but it's not fastened at the moment, so we can slide it open from in here. Ah! Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through. Certainly, Mr. Naruto. Why someone like me? Ah, what is it? Look, just here. Look at this. That's without question. It's blood. Why would there be a bloodstain here? There. Surely it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? There you go. Yeah. So that's updated to the records. Alright. Present updated omnibus on the 5th statement. Igiari! On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof. Remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug! You can't possibly have any evidence! No, you can't! I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you, it's impossible! Irrefutable proof, here in this courtroom. Counsel? My lord! I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to be allured? You will point out what it is to prove the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. Right here, my lord. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough? Oh, wait, no. Why? Why, Jupiter, is that blood? This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of this omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No! Order, order, order! But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to the one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, and that would be very convenient. Let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I, myself, wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But, there's no way to know for certain, is there, if the gent really fell through the skylight? I mean, why don't we have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? Just all too plain if you see. There's the aftermath that shows that the poor fellow dropped from the fair height right there, so it is. So it as. But it can't be. It's all lies! My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? You're fucking stupid. I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. You only care about your fucking business, really. Lady, I love you. You're very sweet, but well, damn. I was near the nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park. Couldn't have done such a thing. On three, then. Everyone, 1, 2, 3. Oh my god. What now, Van Zieks? A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would ye be referring to there now, Lord Van Zieks? A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. You can't be fucking real right now. What are you talking about? If there's, it's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute certainty, whatever, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage, at least not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Van Zieks, that this stain of the blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session... What? Alright. Who, when, where, all of that information right now, Zeeks. Bro, I'm dropping the van. What happened, Zeeks? What a palaver. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zieks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very in-depth when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? Listen, I'm also like having a test right now about this. Like, it's kind of weird. When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Okay, if he could do all that, right? Wouldn't he bribe the two others that are right there? Wouldn't he somehow be out of the situation? Wouldn't he not be taking an omnibus to, like, ride around? Broski, nothing is fitting right now. the fact that he's also not, like, he's being on an omnibus is also something else completely. It's like, alright, what's the situation with that? Like, is he a cheapskate? Is he actually has no money? Like, what's the problem? But we'll get to it. Tut-tut, Lord Van Zieks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, Council? Oh, no! I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood in the skylight didn't exist, you say? But, if yous will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, Council? That is true. It's true. The omnibus has been in full view of the entire time that the court has been in session. My learned friend, here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during the trial? If you're asking me, I think it could have been possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can, but still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There's no evidence to suggest the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh? Good gracious, explain yourself, Counsel. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the risks that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. The smoke came to be. Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. The courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Okay, interesting. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, ye rotten, feckless Gogger? Feckless? Gogurt? I never heard of this item. You're supposed to be defending me. Just a wicked plot. Just a plot to undermine me, so it is. Whatever you think it is, it changes nothing. The facts are still the same. After this courtroom has evacuated early as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zieks, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty the evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? I have an inkling. My lord? Yes, Counsel. There is one further inconsistency. The mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot. Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. Ugh. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to? What? What am I supposed to believe here? Okay, thank you. I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is the alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial? The blood on the floor, right? Something wrong. Oh, it's just, well, the bloodstain is so obvious, that's all. And yet Van Zieks has made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? If you consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, the bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Good lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate of the defense, one might say that was very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Ooh, boy. But see, there's so much going on here that's like, what really is truth and what is deception? And it's like, are they the ones who did it? Is he the one who killed? It's like, what's happening? This trial is over. Mr. McGilded, I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but 'tis all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ye. Memory, recollection, that what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is the bloodstain is there now. Well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zieks. Well, my lord, I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of the individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for the trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zieks, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the with defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Yes, which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. Defense believes I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good. Good gracious me! Oh, this is crazy. Order! This is unprecedented behavior, Counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind? Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer. So it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? This just the right honorable gentleman so succulently put afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. Did he do it? Did he not do it? I don't even fucking know. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming and unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. Dick and Rich are always guilty of something, you mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us a lovely part. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to the trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. So he wanted that ending? I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain is on the arm is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zieks, my lord. The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord. But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair! The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer a judgment. What? Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fellow, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me this has all been grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If ye'd like to pursue this matter further, ye can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief, you've more than to say to me, have ye? Just one thing, a warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. Hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded, not guilty. Man, this is like episode 3 too, and it's like we wanted a guilty verdict, but it was like not possible. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. This shit's kind of crazy. With the courtroom pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. Ostensibly a victory for us. This is interesting. I like this. That certainly was a long trial. Ah, yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mrs. Sato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. I guess I say that. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. Oh, you see that too? I thought that was my imagination. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I view to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there for a free man, then? I don't know. It was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, ye had been astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGillard, on having your name cleared. But nothing is resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and obstinate deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now, the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have, after all. I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Ara, be well. You're humble people, are ye? You're from the east. Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all you deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. What's this, officer? This sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. This time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again now. Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. This is a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes, a free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Don't move! Whereas I want to say, get a move on, she really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I hate all grown-ups. Ah, there you are. What? Naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? And taking that with you all as well. I was looking forward to a trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Jesus. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, is she Iris? Oh, good day to you. I'm the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. You have to shroud it in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. You have to be shrouded in smoke, though. At all. I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing it onto a different, changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. Hello, what's in that? What? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must be sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. You really don't have a say. Fine, have it your way. Oh good, you see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that she wants to is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. Girl pulls out a fucking bazooka. I like the steampunk look. I'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. I don't know who she is. I think she's Irish since she's an inventor, but then again, the other person that she mentioned, she was a lively one. Oh. Okay. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way out now too? Yes, you're right, but where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings, but at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry, though. I have a plan. The worst comes to the worst, I heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilda Park. I know it may be a little chilly at the time of year, but our youthfulness will see you through. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilda down. At 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or a mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. Kind of resembles Edgeworth a bit. Like the look. Like his face. Damn. What the fuck is going on? And someone was in there too. The Ram of the Reaper. Yep. Alright. Episode 4 is the next one. Let's go. There you have it. So next week we'll do the Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro, and then we have the last episode after that too. All right, we're getting through the Great Ace Attorney, which is great. Real quick, let me just check the guide here. All right, so we have 2 investigations and then 2 trial parts. That's what's coming up. So might be half a stream investigation and then another stream being the trial. Maybe, who knows? But, yes, please. But with that in mind, this is a good calling point. I did say today's stream was going to be short, and it's just because I wanted to finish up this portion. Where's my Streamlabs? There you go. So, Twitch and YouTube, anyone still here, watching, vibing, lurking, all that stuff, I appreciate any type of support you guys give me. YouTube, thank you for being patient. Twitch is more patient than you guys, considering they have to go for a whole week. You guys just get it right away, because I put it combined. But hopefully you did enjoy the whole thing being combined together, so that way you get to see the whole thing. Since I'm now finally like uploading a lot of my VODs onto YouTube and everything, that's what the process has been doing for the past like 2 weeks now. Well, a week and a half, I think, maybe more, a little bit more, but yeah. I've been uploading a lot of the old VODs. I'm finally catching up to maybe current stuff. It's still getting around to it. But we still have the Phoenix Wright series I have to add onto there. But hopefully I'm able to just submit everything out and start just having it just like be together, all the great Ace Attorneys. So I probably won't mention it in the streams. Previous Ace Attorney games of me being like, I'm gonna put this in 2 parts together, you know, this and that. So, if that happens, I guess that you get up to this point, you'll be like, oh, I get it now. But yeah, sorry if it's so late for me telling you. But, I'm gonna call it here. Tomorrow we got some more Pokemon. I hope you guys are excited for some Pokemon Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. I trained. I got all my Pokemons to level 35, and found 2 other poison Pokemons on my journey, just rambling around for a while. So, hope you're excited for that. But we got the strat set up right now. That motherfucker going down. Besides that point, though. And Saturday, we have some more Final Fantasy VII Remake. I believe I did do some of the quest stuff, or some side of the stuff. I got the Leviathan summon now. And I did all those side quests of the simulation thing out the way. Nothing else got added to it, so that's pretty much it for everything. So I'll just be straight into like where we left off, but just, you know, things have been done. But I'm gonna call it here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.